Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Let's Keep It Real. Yeah, today I'm very excited. I have a friend, a good friend, Pilar Lorca. Lorca, did I say right, Pilar?
That, yes, you
Yeah,
did.
Pilar actually is with Fitness for Everybody. She's a personal trainer, right, Pilar?
Yes.
And she's here with us today, tonight, to just talk about this topic. And I don't know if you saw, but our topic tonight is how would you like to look in the next 10 years challenge, right?
We all want to age gracefully.
Right. And I think, folks, I brought this topic up it's just because, like a few weeks ago, there was this trend you saw, right, Pilar,
Yeah.
all over Facebook, okay? And it was was a challenge, say how hard did I age? Is that
In
right?
the past 10 years.
In the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And everybody was all over the challenge, including this guy here. And I said, everybody's doing, why not? Right? Let's be doing it. I didn't realize that was the challenge was 10 years time frame from the time that Facebook started, from the time, from now. So I got a picture. I said, okay, let's do this. So I got the picture from 28 years ago, and then a picture from today. So anyway, but I did post that picture. And Pilar, and the reason I thought was important to come here tonight and to discuss this because as women, right, we are very hard on ourselves,
Yes.
right? And I'm as guilty as charged.
Yep.
Okay, we are, right? And in this society, unfortunately, there is this kind of thing that we have to look in a certain way,
Yep.
and and I have another video, that I made here, Let's Keep It Real, and I was telling everybody because I lost 23 pounds last year.
Yep.
And then I share here with you all that I lost 23 pounds. And but I was happy when I had my 23 pounds. I was out and about and having fun and being happy. That's very important that you feel good no matter if you're size 2 now, size 4, 10 or 12, but you already feel good with yourself.
Aging gracefully actually has a lot of phases, right? It's not only about how you look, because that is not that difficult, right? And going back to that challenge, in the challenge, nobody's going to pick a picture that you don't look phenomenal.
No.
Right? You have all these pictures and your teeth look great.
Right.
And, you have no wrinkles.
Airbrush.
Yep, all this. And the idea of aging gracefully is when you get up in the morning and you're going to brush your teeth and it's no makeup, no filters, do I like what I see?
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
There are so many things that are part of that. Exercise to me is number one, right? As we know, anybody you see who is fit, healthy, toned, they look younger than their age. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Eating healthier, we know that
It's a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer, right?
No-brainer.
70% of that is going to be the eating healthier, drinking plenty of water, getting a good night's sleep, no smoking, alcohol in moderation, being social.
Absolutely.
That is a great part of it. People who are social and spend time with their girlfriends and their friends are happier. The happier you are, the better you look.
Absolutely. It's just go back to finding balance in life.
Exactly.
Right? And let's keep it real. I'm not a big fan myself to exercise. I'm lazy, but I do have, I'm very busy. I do a lot of things. I'm very active. I don't stay lay in bed. I always go from one thing to another.
Yep.
But when you mentioned about the eating habits, and I was, sharing with Pilar earlier because last year I told you all that I lost 23 pounds, and again, and I'm 5 foot tall. Okay.
Yes.
So I was talking to Pilar, when you are 5 foot tall, if you put 23 pounds, everybody
It shows.
knows. It shows.
Big time.
Yeah, a big time. But the main thing is just I cut carbs, and Pilar gonna go back and explain to us here what kind of carbs that I cut, and I cut sugar and alcohol. So Pilar, based on what I did for myself and work, and I lost 23 pounds, what can you, say to someone that's, everybody that's watching us right now, what's what I did right, what wasn't so right about my diet and losing my 23 pounds last year.
You know what? I think that there is no right or wrong. Okay. I think that what you did, it worked for you, and that is great. Now, when you and I were talking about it, you said, well, I cut all carbs. And I said, no, you didn't cut all carbs.
And I didn't know that.
You cut simple carbs.
That's
Processed
the pasta.
That's the pasta, that's the white bread, that's the cookie, that's the donuts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's, the obvious stuff.
Right.
Nobody really goes complete carb free, because if you eat vegetables and you eat dark green leafy vegetables, you are eating complex carbs. So nobody really goes completely fat free.
And I'm so happy that you brought this up for me, because and I've been telling everybody I don't miss carbs at all. And yeah, but I'm having carbs, but then the good carbs.
Exactly.
Right.
So that is the big difference.
Right.
Now we also have what is called, and everybody always says, starchy carbs are terrible for you. That depends on the type of starchy carbs that you are eating. If it's something like wild rice or brown rice or quinoa, those are the starchy carbs who are high in protein.
Right.
Those are good for you, and fiber. Those are good for you to have.
Yeah, quinoa. I love quinoa. Yeah.
Exactly.
Quinoa is very popular in South America.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you need those carbs in order to keep your energy level up. Right?
Right.
So, and we always tell people you need to eat your carbs and combine it with protein.
Right.
Because when you do that, the protein helps those carbs be delivered into your bloodstream on a steady basis.
And the same thing that's already new, like about the sugar, because I cut the bad sugar, like the brownie, all the ice cream, but I love fruit, so I still getting the sugar,
which is a natural sugar that also have fiber and water.
So it helps my body. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that I already knew. I didn't know about the carbs. So now there is a controversy about alcohol, because some people say that wine, 1 or 2 glasses of wine is good for you, improve your health. What do you think about that?
You know what? I am not, first of all, I wouldn't be the one to talk about it, but.
Because you like wine.
I love wine. Are you kidding me?
I know. Right?
But in moderation, it is okay. Okay. 1 glass of wine at night is good for you. Right. But just because it's good, 1 glass of wine doesn't mean 5 or 6 are bad. Right. So I am the type of person that when I advise my clients, I always tell them, you got to still live your life. Right. What are the things that you enjoy? You are a very social person.
Yep.
And you love to entertain. And you love to empower women feel good about themselves.
Absolutely.
Right? I've been here in your boutique. And it's like, you come for 1 blouse, you end up with like 10. But that's okay. So, but it's about the social environment. It's about sharing with other women. Right? And that, do we have champagne when we're here? Yes, we do.
We do.
The difference is that you're not overdoing.
Right. Everything's about balance.
Everything is about balance. Can you have that chocolate?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
even
can
like
have that chocolate.
Pilar and I was talking earlier, just like even if you exercise, but if you get paranoid, you're in the gym 24/7, doing weights, it just it's not healthy. So everything is finding balance.
Absolutely.
Right? And another thing that Pilar mentioned when we were talking earlier, it's about meditation. And she was talking about doing yoga. I went, people all over this hot yoga now, right? Yeah. So I went to one class one time, and I just literally passed out. During the class. So what I learned, about the meditation. So what I do is the first thing I do during the morning. I wake up and I do my prayers. So I don't do the yoga, but it's the time that I connect with God and I do my prayers, that I feel like it's my meditation time. And through the day, what I do, I'm here working from home. I always play the WGTS, the radio station that is gospel music. It just lifts me up and it just helps, to improve.
The spiritual side of it has a lot to do with being happy and aging grateful too. Meditation, I always tell my friends, we call it meditation here in South America, we call it praying.
Right. Yes.
And I do have a friend who would say to me, I thought praying was asking God for things, right?
Right.
No,
No.
praying is the same thing as meditation.
Right.
It's the way that you do it, right? Meditation is part of aging gracefully because meditation helps calm your mind.
Absolutely.
When you calm your mind and you drop your anxiety levels and your stress, it helps with the stress level. There is nothing worse than stress and anxiety to actually help you age not so gracefully.
Absolutely, because I think, I think it's mind, body and
And
spirit gotta all come together.
Yeah.
I feel in my heart that I'm 15. And it's funny because I have to share this with you. I have people that come here to the house and then I show my wedding pictures and they say, oh, it looks different, doesn't look like you. And I say, what you talking about? Because I just don't feel like I age in my mind, in my heart. So I don't see the difference in the pictures. Even when I look at the picture that I was 23 pounds more, I still look the same because I feel in my heart the same way.
But that is a great way to see yourself.
Right?
That is a healthy way to see yourself. Now, I'm not talking about be completely delusional.
Right.
I'm talking about feeling comfortable within your own skin. That is also a way of aging gracefully.
Yeah. And then don't expect look 15 at age 43.
Yeah,
right? That's the problem. We have to stop just to, it's okay to age, right? I want to become 80, and of course I want to age with grace. I want to age with grace, but I'm going to be 80 and I'm going to look 80, maybe 70,
Well,
65.
you know what they said, if like 40 is the new 30,
Right.
50, what 80 will be the new 20.
Right,
so
yeah.
The new 70.
But some people so hard. They are 40, they want to look 20. They're 50, they want to look 20. And then you've been hard on yourself.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then I think, go ahead.
And you know what? That comes in, and we hear that all the time when we see a patient or we see a client that comes up and says, we said, oh, well, 20, you're 20 pounds overweight. You should health-wise drop about 20 pounds. And they always want to go to like, well, when I was in college, I used to weigh this. And I go, well, when you were in college, you were 20 and 30 years younger.
Right.
That's not going to happen. And when I say that's really not going to happen in a healthy way, they always go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, being older doesn't mean that you have to be old.
Right. Because it's all here.
Absolutely.
It's all here. It's relative, folks. And the thing is, to be honest, I have met, people younger than me, ladies younger than me. I know a lot of 20s and 25. And trust me, in their mind, they're older than me, that I'm 43. Right. And then the same, I have met people, older than me, but they are young in spirit. I have this friend, oh my gosh, she's a sweetheart, and it's just, I admire her spirit. She's she has this vibrant personality, and she's young at heart, and she's in her 50s. But for me, I don't look at her like I look at her like she's 20.
What are you talking about? 51.
It's just I'm saying I'm 43, but again, I just don't see age as because I believe age is here.
And a lot of time when you see somebody, I see it all the time also in my clients. I have clients who are in their 60s, in their 70s, and because of their attitude, actually you don't remember that they are in their 70s.
Right.
You think they are in their 50s.
Right.
Because of their attitude towards everything, not just towards exercise. And diet, but towards life and the stuff that they do for fun and the things that they do. I have a client who just retired. She's in her late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I said, what are you going to do now that you're retired? And she said, I'm going to enjoy my life. And here is what she's doing. She picked up golf, guitar lessons, piano lessons, started to play bridge, and once a month have a girls' trip.
That's the way to go. She got it.
And she's happy as can be.
Absolutely. And
we don't see there that much, but that's okay. She's happy.
I always say this, and you have heard me say this, empty mind is workshop with the devil. Yeah. And that's very important that we, occupied our mind, but not only with, taking care of the kids, husbands, and, and work, but we finding balance.
Yep.
That's so important.
Yep.
That's my goal every day in life, to show all you ladies, especially ladies. I know guys also sometimes, have a hard time to
They can
find.
be very hard on themselves too.
Yes, but
Absolutely.
ladies, because we multitask, I always say that men, they keep everything in compartments, like they have the wife compartment, the kids compartment,
The
the
work
work
compartment.
compartment, and we have all those things together mixed in our brain,
Yep,
right?
yep.
It makes harder, but I think that's why I think it's important, ladies, if you watch this video, that you find balance in life, okay?
Yes.
Find something that you really enjoy. And people think like, being selfish. No, it's not being selfish. Taking care of you, taking time for yourself, just making priorities, right?
Yep.
It's all about priorities,
Yep.
right?
Well, that saying, happy wife, happy life,
oh,
or
yeah.
happy, if mom is not happy, nobody's happy.
Right.
If you feel good about yourself, right? Because you exercise, because you're eating better, because you have a lot more energy, you are sleeping better, you act different.
Absolutely.
It reflects.
Absolutely.
It reflects when that happens. When you feel good about yourself, you're nicer to your husband or your significant other. It's easier to get along with you. And it's nothing to do with your weight.
No.
It has to do with, like you mentioned, that balance.
The balance.
I feel better. I have more energy. I wake up and I'm not tired.
Right.
5 p.m. and I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for dinner to be over and
right.
go to bed.
And I can testify because like 5 years ago, I was working really hard and with the catering business. And, I was workaholic and I didn't have balance in life. And today, I feel like, there is Keula before and Keula after. And that's amazing. You can ask Scott. Yeah. Scott will agree with you. I'm not just making this up.
Yeah.
So that's important. I think ladies is, and gentlemen as well. And
Yep.
I think that you should definitely do that. Also, I went to Brazil 3 years ago and I did a tummy talk and I did, I lift the bulbs as well. I did not need, I know it's TMI, the guys watch the TMI, right? I did not need implant at the time. I didn't want to put implant, but because when they remove the skin of the boobs, so in order just to keep the same size that I had before, don't get it small, they put implant at the time. It wasn't because I want silicone or bigger boobs. No, it was just because I want to have the same size of the boobs I have.
Yep.
And the reason I'm bringing this up here, Pilar, because I know you're all about, being healthy. And I know it can be very invasive, right, for your body, right? And it took me a while to really, decide, okay, I want to do the tummy talk. I was afraid.
Yeah. You know what? When you and I talked about this a few months ago, you said, I know you don't agree with me. And it's not that I don't agree, okay? Tummy talk and liposuction should be looked as a sculpting procedure.
Right.
Not as a weight loss method, okay? That is the big difference. So when we lose weight through exercise and diet and doing all the right things, okay, we do have what is called localized fat, all right? So here is what I always advise my clients. I am 5'10". Can I be 150? Yes. Is that going to be a struggle for me to be 150? Absolutely. My life will change dramatically for me to maintain that weight, right? What is that? What is an easy way for me to maintain? 165, right? A 5'10", 165 depends of the proportion of ratio of muscle mass to body fat, all that stuff. It will make a difference. Right. So when I have somebody who has lost the weight, okay, and has maintained that weight for 9 to 12 months, and why 9 to 12 months is so important is because that is the time that it takes your body to reset.
Absolutely.
Okay, to reset, to believe that is your normal weight. That is your normal weight. So when you maintain that weight for 9 to 12 months, and you have that localized fat, that is the time where liposuction and tummy talk as a sculpting procedure is ideal. Okay?
Right.
Not as a weight loss procedure.
I agree
a weight loss procedure is not going to work.
and then you're gonna waste your money. And the thing I was telling Pilar here, folks, that we all have this in my mind because Brazilian have different concept about beauty. What we think is good here is not enough for Brazilian. But I'm not talking about me. I feel more American today. But I felt like my mom. She always was putting pressure on me. Oh, you gotta just lift your boobs. You gotta do this.
Oh, you gotta go to Colombia.
I know. I was like, Mom, leave me alone. I'm good. So yeah, it took me a while just to to decide that yes, I'm gonna do it. But and again, I always struggle with my weight, but I always been ups and downs, right? 5 pounds up, 5 pounds down. And sometimes we go to the surgery room, you're gonna think that you gotta get out there like Giselle Bündchen.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we think, but it takes time. It's very invasive to your body, to 1 year, to your body to recover. And it happened to adjust. It happened to me. And again, you may not gonna put the fat back on that place if you put a weight on that place that remove the fat. Like especially if you do a tummy tuck, because they really cut all the fat. There is no
and they cut the skin.
They cut the skin. There is no room, like to stretch. Like even the doctor asked me, do you plan to have another baby? I say no. I say yes, because if you have a baby, you can't have a baby at this point because your belly can't stretch. But the thing is, if I put weight, like last year, if you go back to 2017 pictures, you're gonna see I have, my thighs was bigger, my arms was bigger, and my butt was bigger. Didn't go to the tummy, but go to place else.
Yeah. So when you do a procedure like liposuction, and what they do is actually we are born with the number of fat cells that we are going to have for the rest of our lives. Up until age 6 years old is when our percentage of body fat is the lowest. Okay, and then we go into another phase at puberty that we actually, some fat cells, we create a little bit more fat cells that are the number that we're going to have all the way through adulthood. So when you went and got your liposuction, what they did is that they took certain number of fat cells out of your stomach, right? And I'm not even talking about the tummy tuck part,
right?
Because that is just extra skin,
right?
So they went in and they took the number of fat cells out of your stomach. Those fat cells, now you have a very few number of fat cells in your stomach. Now, say that you are 120. Right?
Mm-hmm.
After the liposuction and everything, and you look sculpted and you look great. If you gain 10% of more of your body weight, okay, so say that you put on 15 pounds, the connective tissue in your stomach creates some fat, some cells, the connective tissue cells will become immature fat cells. As you gain more weight, those immature fat cells will become mature fat cells. What's the difference between one and the other? Immature fat cells will not have the ability to accumulate and expand with the amount of fat that your regular mature fat cells will have. Right. But the more weight you gain, they will become mature. So what happens if you only gain 6 pounds? You still will look sculpted, right? But now you are going to start saying, my arms don't look that great. What happened here? I've never had big arms.
I've been there, done that.
So it's not that you create more fat cells, it's that the fat cells that you have in other areas of your body, they expand. And when they expand, they can actually expand 2 or 3 times their normal size. Why? Because they are producing that extra fat that would have gone to your stomach.
Wow, I learned so much from you today, Pilar. And I know that you also work with Inova, right? Can you tell a little bit about the work that you do with Inova?
So my company, what we do is that we work with the Inova VIP 360
and your company, program. Again, is fitness for everybody.
Yes. And what we do is that the Inova VIP 360 is the only concierge medicine that is attached to a healthcare system. And when patients come in who are members of the concierge medicine, when they come in and they have their physical, that physical once a year, they have 1 hour with one of my team members, either me or one of my trainers. And we talk to them about fitness, about nutrition, about breaking bad habits, about coaching, about calming your mind, meditation, anything and everything that has to do with your health. And like we said, to do with their health is not only about exercise and diet, right? It has a lot of other things
Right,
to do.
right.
So, so we get to see the patient and we get to give them a program for them to follow throughout the year. When we see them again a year later, depends on what their goals are. And it's not only about the goals of the patient, it's also about their medical goals. So the
Right.
doctor will let us know what are their goal, the doctor's goal, right? To drop their cholesterol, to drop their
Right.
sugars, lipids. We don't want to put them on medication, so we really want them to drop their body fat. And then we ask the patient, what are your goals? And of course, it's always the same, right? I want to lose weight, I want to gain muscle.
Right, right.
So what we try to do is that we try to put all that together
Uh-huh.
and give them a program that they can follow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I think, all of us, right, should just, go to you and just get a consultation. How do you call it?
I think
Yeah,
I
right. Yeah.
would
So,
love to.
yeah, if anybody that's watching the video right now, if they like just reach out to you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
So the best way to reach out would be through Pilar, Pilar, at fitness, the number 4, E as an Edward, B as in boy.com. You can also reach me on my cell phone, 703-606-2245. And I will be happy to have you come in and do a consultation, see how we can help you.
That's awesome. Well, it was such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you
you.
so much for coming.
Thank you for
I
inviting me.
hope you all at home enjoy, the talk, and it was very information for me. I learned so much from Pilar today. And I think, every other day we need to be reminded about those things, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And I think it go back, like we discussed earlier, and about also finding balance, being happy. We start out sometimes we think the transformation have to start outside, and you gotta be inside.
You gotta feel it inside. So in the next 10 years, how do I want to age?
Right.
I actually, in 10 years, when I'm 61,
Right.
I want to look in the mirror in the morning without all the filters,
Right.
and actually see like what I see. Not only the way I look, not only about my hair, I can color my hair,
Yeah.
all that, but I want to be, am I happy?
Right.
Do I look forward to getting up every morning? Do I have a purpose
Right.
to
It's
get up
important.
every morning?
Yes. Yes.
Right? That is how I want to age in the next 10 years.
And one of my goals is, that's nice that you say that. One of my goals 2019 is I wear less makeup through the day.
You
Of course,
did mention that the
yeah,
other
I
day.
did. Yeah, I just want, like, if I just gonna go to the grocery store, or just I'm gonna go to the doctor, I'm just putting less makeup this year. That's new 2019 new year resolution, just to have less makeup. And like you said, I want to look at the mirror and I want to like what I see without the makeup, not only of the makeup. And I can't forget to bring this up here. It's another thing, but Pilar was an inspiration just for me to start the Let's Keep It Real videos, because she didn't know that until today that I share with her, because we went out with a group of women and we're talking about being real and vulnerable. And then one of our friends shared something with us, and I said, "Oh, thank you for sharing all the things that you feel this way." And then Pilar was trying to be like, funny and silly with me and say, "Well, you say this, Keula, but you only see you on Facebook like glamorous, with makeup. We never see you getting up of the bed." And I said, "Well, maybe she is right." And she didn't realize that, just saying that it helped me, and shift something here in my brain. And since December 31st, 2017, I start to be more comfortable to come here without makeup. I do come, with my makeup, with my glamour, with my things, but I also don't mind to come here with no makeup or just getting out of the bed. So I'm getting more comfortable, every day. Like you said, get comfortable and uncomfortable. That's how I am right now.
Absolutely.
So that's how I had to share this with you all. Folks, thank you again for watching. Pilar, thank you so much for being here. Give me a hug. Mwah. So maybe next 10 years we'll come back again.
And then we'll see how we all age.
Yes, let's see that. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for next week. We're gonna have a different guest and a different topic here. And if you'd like to participate, if you want to be my guest even here with me, you're welcome. Just call me, let me know. Okay, and just remember, do you, and stay tuned. I love you all. Bye bye.
Bye.